If it's happening in professional wrestling, we're breaking it down. The matches, the moments, the rumors, and yes, even the hot takes. This is Pro Wrestling Focus. No nonsense, no wasted motion, just pure wrestling talk. Now, here's your host, Cody Springer.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pro Wrestling Focus. And we're back here with Night 2 SummerSlam predictions. Yes, SummerSlam kicks off tonight with Night 1. And of course, I already did my Night 1 predictions. You guys can go check that out if you haven't already. But here is Night 2 predictions. So you can listen to both these podcasts back to back. Or you can listen to one now and then the other one tomorrow. But yes, so my Night 1 predictions are in the books, and now it's time for the heavy hitters. SummerSlam Night 2 is where the big stories come to a close or crack wide open. We've got blood feuds, redemption arcs, retirement rumors, and maybe even a few surprises waiting in the wings. I'm breaking down every match, every angle, and every possible swerve headed your way this Sunday. There is no fluff, no fancy booking nonsense, just straight up analysis, gut instincts, and a little bit of chaos the way that only I deliver it. So let's get into it. All right, let's start off with the Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. You know, this has been the biggest game of hide and seek that we've seen. I swear, Dom has been ducking AJ Styles harder than a celebrity dodging TMZ in LA traffic. This feud's been textbook cowardly champ versus veteran on a mission. Dom's been parading around with doctor's notes like he's in high school gym class, all to avoid getting his teeth kicked in by AJ. First it was, I'm injured. Then it was, I'm still not cleared. And finally it was, okay, fine, I'm magically better. And here's a cheap shot to prove it. The dude went from dodging to swinging in the blink of an eye. Adam Pearce stepped in, laid down the law, force Dom's reevaluation or risk stripping him of the title. Dom still tried to squirm out of it until he got cleared and snapped, finally attacking Styles to accept the SummerSlam challenge. And boom, there's our match. Now let's talk momentum. Styles pinned Dom in the 6-person mixed tag on Raw. Big moment for the babyface. Live crowds. They're salivating for AJ to stomp this punk into the ground and walk out champion. AJ gets thunderous cheers. Dom, that man can't even breathe without getting booed. And he loves it. Dude eats up that heat like it's a damn buffet. But here's where it gets interesting. Online's got a slightly different tone. Yeah, fans love to hate Dom, but they're also admitting the kid's grown. He's become a damn good heel. And there's that looming cloud of him potentially working with AAA, even challenging for the AAA Mega Championship. So now you've got fans wondering if WWE is going to keep gold on him heading into that crossover. So let's get to the odds. Right now, Dom's the betting favorite. He's sitting around minus 200 to minus 260, meaning Vegas thinks he's walking out champ. AJ's the underdog. Plus 150, maybe plus 170, if you're lucky. So Styles winning would be an upset based on the books. As far as I'm concerned, Dom retains. This whole build's been hilarious, man. cowardly heel stuff, the dodging, the cheap shots. It's vintage Judgment Day. And I don't think anyone should take that title off of Dom unless it's Finn Balor. That Judgment Day split is coming eventually. And Finn being the one to rip it off from Dom's hands, that's money. Styles doesn't need it. He's bulletproof. Dom needs the heat, and he's swimming in it right now. So SummerSlam, night 2, AJ's going to bring the fight, but Dom escapes with the gold. Maybe not clean, maybe with a little help from Roxanne, JD, or Finn. But he's leaving as the champion. That's the pick. Love it, hate it. Let me know what you think. Dom or AJ. All right, up next, we have the 6-pack TLC match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. First of all, this match is going to be absolute chaos. I mean, real chaos. Flying bodies, mangled ladders, splintered tables, chairs bouncing off the backs. It's got that perfect recipe for a car crash we all want to watch. This whole thing kicked off with months of tension and hot potato title changes in the SmackDown tag division. Honestly, it's been one of the most active and unpredictable parts of the WWE landscape. That's real depth here. It's not just two teams trading belts. It's a full-on turf war. The current champs, that would be the Wyatt Six, Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. They snatched the gold from the Street Profits last month. But the real trigger for this match came on the July 25th episode of SmackDown. Andrade and Rey Fenix had the Wyatt Six dead to rights. Andrade had the match won until Nikki Cross came flying in like a horror movie extra, yanked the ref out of the ring, and forced a DQ. That's when all hell broke loose. Every team with a pulse stormed the ring. DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, the Profits, turned into an all-out riot. Chairs, fists, bodies flying. Nick Aldis saw the chaos and said, "Screw it. Let them kill each other." Boom. TLC match announced for SummerSlam. And not just any TLC match. This is the first TLC match at SummerSlam since 2009. And it lands on the 25th anniversary of the first TLC at SummerSlam 2000. That's some serious legacy weight. So let's break it down. The Wyatt Six are the champs. Creepy, unpredictable, and dangerous. Lumis and Gacy are like the human embodiment of static on an old TV. Their reign just started, and that means something. Andrade and Rey Fenix, these two have been on fire. They're kind of the hot hand team right now. Andrade's crisp, aggressive style, mixed with Phoenix's insane aerial game, is a problem. They've had the champ's number lately. DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Veterans of war, they're going to be flying off ladders, sacrificing their bodies. But will they win? I'm not so sure. And there's Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. Insanely talented, fast, flashy, fearless, but maybe a bit too early in their build to take the belts. The Motor City Machine Guns, legends in the tag world, but they're in the same boat. Amazing match quality. I don't think WWE puts the belts back on them right now. Street Profits, always entertaining, always credible, but again, they've just been champions. I don't see the repeat happening here. Crowd-wise, this is going to be loud. This is the kind of match fans eat up. Going to get table chants, ladder chants, holy shit chants, you name it. Every spot will get a pop. Every near grab for the belts will get a rise. Online, they're already fantasy booking. Some think Andrade and Rey Fenix are going to sneak this one. Others are riding with the Wyatts, saying it's too soon to take the belts off. And then there's that nostalgia factor. It's the return of TLC on a big stage. There's buzz, real buzz. The odds, Andrade and Phoenix are the slight betting favorites. The Wyatt Six are close behind. The rest, longer shots. But honestly, anything can happen in a match like this. One bump, one missed spot, one surprise, new champs. My pick, I gotta roll with the Wyatt Six. Andrade and Phoenix have looked sharp, no doubt, but the Wyatts just got started, and this group has too much potential to cut short. Gacy and Loomis are still building their mystique. The TLC match plays right into their hands. It's dark, it's chaotic, it's violent. That's their playground. So yeah, expect madness, expect broken ladders, shattered hopes, and a show stealer. But in the end, the Wyatt Six retain. All right, up next, we have the steel cage match for the United States Championship. Solo Sikoa against Jacob Fatu. Now, this right here, this ain't just about gold. It's about pride, family, betrayal, and violence. We've been building to this ever since Jacob Fatu decided he was done with Solo's bullshit and torpedoed Solo's Money in the Bank hopes. And that set everything on fire. Since then, Solo Sikoa has been out for blood. MFT jumped Fatu, laid waste to Jimmy Uso, pulled every dirty trick in the book, including faking a damn car crash just to frame the man. You can't make this stuff up. But now, there's no running, no hiding, no outside interference, at least in theory. It's one-on-one, steel cage, let the dogs fight. Let's talk crowd reaction. Live crowd, they're eating this up. Solo's getting heat. Fans are done with his shady interference, his smugness, his whole mob boss wannabe vibe. Meanwhile, Fatu's stepping up as the babyface wrecking machine. Every time he shows up, it's explosive. Dude brings energy like few others. Online, a little more mixed. People are digging Solo's growth and presence, even if they hate how he's booked. Fatu's winning people over too, especially the whole wronged man seeking justice angle. But there's also a growing crowd tired of seeing Solo constantly take L's. That's where I come in. Let's talk predictions. The odds say it's damn near even. Vegas has Solo slightly ahead, but it's close enough to call this a coin flip. And you know what? It shouldn't be. This should be Solo's time to reassert dominance. He's leading a damn faction. He's got the mic presence, the vibe, the in-ring work. He should be built like a threat. But WWE's out here making him look like a chump. Another loss here. It's hard to come back from that. Still, I think Jacob Fatu gets the win. I don't like it, but that's what I think is going to happen. They want to give Fatu a big SummerSlam moment. The steel cage is meant to level the playing field. And while I'm sure that MFT will try to get involved, it ain't going to matter. Jacob's walking out with the United States title, and Solo's taking yet another hit. And honestly, that sucks for Solo. But here we are. Final call, Jacob Fatu wins, but the booking better start protecting Solo soon, or this entire faction's angle going up in smoke. All right, let's break down one of the most underrated but potentially show-stealing matches on night 2 of SummerSlam. The triple threat for the Women's World Championship, Naomi against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. This whole thing really kicked off with one of the coldest, most cutthroat Money in the Bank cash-ins we've seen in a while. Rhea and Io were beating the absolute hell out of each other in the main event of WWE Evolution. It was physical, it was emotional, it was a war. And then here comes Naomi, sneaking up with the briefcase, cashing it in at the end of the match, and stealing the title right out from underneath them like a true opportunist. And listen, I'm not mad at it. That's what Money in the Bank is designed for. Naomi saw an opening, she took it, and now she's a champ. But let's be real, that cash-in came with baggage. Nobody was clapping for Naomi the next night on Raw. She strutted out there like she just climbed Everest. Both Rhea and Io weren't buying it, and neither were a good chunk of the fans. Adam Pearce made the right call, though. You don't settle this with singles matches. You put all three in a cage and lock the doors. Okay, not really a cage, but you get the vibe. And let them tear it up at SummerSlam. Now let's talk fan perception here. The live crowd, they're going to be all over the place. Naomi's heel run has been hitting, and she's got this wild, unpredictable energy now that fans eat up. But the Evolution cash-in, that's still leaving a bad taste in a few mouths. So expect a mix, some cheers, some boos, some fans just watching to see if she can actually hang with Rhea and Io without a cheap assist. And Rhea, she's always going to have the crowd. She's the metal queen, she's intense, and she never really lost that belt fairly. Io's in the same similar boat. She's been on a tear, and people respect the hell out of her in-ring work. These are two women who earned their way to that match at Evolution. Naomi crashed the party. Now they want payback. The online crowd, it's more analytical. A lot of folks are saying, look, Naomi just won the belt. You can't yank it off of her this fast unless you've got something crazy planned. And I agree. The betting odds back it up too. Naomi is the heaviest favorite on the entire SummerSlam card. We're talking minus 1,500 odds. That's practically bulletproof. Rhea's odds are decent. Io's even longer. But that tells you everything. Vegas sees Naomi walking out of New Jersey still holding that gold. Now me, look, I didn't have Naomi in this position when the summer started. But I'm not mad about it. She's owning this new villain energy. She's adding some edge to women's division. And she's got that briefcase moment that gave her instant legitimacy. That said, this match is going to be a banger. All three of them can go. There's going to be big spots, near falls, probably some finisher spam. And yeah, I think Naomi sneaks out with the win again. Maybe it's a desperation cradle. Maybe she shoves Rhea into Io and scores the pin, whatever it is. Naomi's leaving SummerSlam still Women's World Champion. Naomi retains. All right, now let's get into a match that's got some serious stakes and even more personal heat. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And this one ain't just about gold. It's about betrayal, revenge, and reputation. Oh yeah, it's no disqualification. No rules, no countouts, no mercy. Now, if you've been keeping up, here's how we got here. It all started when Bayley got jumped at WrestleMania, and the attacker turned out to be none other than Becky Lynch. Yeah, the man snapped. And out of nowhere, Becky and Lyra, who already had a history and were friends, teamed up and actually won the women's tag team titles at Mania. But that didn't last long. They lost the belts, and Becky immediately turned on Lyra, laying her out and sending a clear message. She's out for herself. Fast forward, Becky takes Lyra's head off and takes her title too, winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship in the process. And if that wasn't enough, Lyra earns her way back in with a win in a number one contenders match against Bayley, of all people. But now the match is no DQ, and there's a brutal stipulation. If Lyra loses, she can't challenge for that title ever again as long as Becky's champion. High pressure, high stakes, one shot, no turning back. Let's talk fan perception. Now, as far as the live crowd goes, Lyra's been getting solid love from the fans. She's a sympathetic babyface. She got betrayed. She's been chasing redemption. Now she's got one last shot. Expect strong support for her. Meanwhile, Becky's heel turn is finally starting to settle in with the live crowds. She's cocky, she's vicious, and people love to hate her. That's good heat. Online, a little more complicated. Some people are into Becky's heel run and they think it freshens her up. and gives younger talent a rub, but others still miss the man. There's also debate about Lyra. Some fans feel she still hasn't quite nailed her character yet. They think the in-ring work is there, but the promos and personality need more edge. Still, nobody's doubting that this match is going to deliver in the ring. Now let's hit the Vegas odds. Lyra Valkyria is the betting favorite right now at around minus 200, which gives her about a 66.7% chance to win. Becky Lynch is the underdog at plus 150. Smart money is on a new champion. So what do I think? Look, these two have real chemistry. Their first two matches were good, but this feels like the money match. I think it's going to be the best of the trilogy. Lyra showing more fire, more grit, and more confidence with every step. She needs to show a bit more attitude to really hang in this no DQ environment. But I like where it's headed. And Becky, love her or hate her, she's made that women's Intercontinental title feel like a big deal. Main event level energy. You can't deny that. Now here's where I'm leaning. I think Lyra takes it. I don't see Bayley getting involved just yet. I think her story with Becky or Lyra picks back up after SummerSlam. With this match, this is Lyra's time. It's a war. It's bloody, chaotic, and in the end, I think we get a new champ. And that will bring us to the main event of SummerSlam Night 2. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the Undisputed WWE Championship in a street fight. And folks, this isn't just a grudge match. This is a war for legacy, for redemption, and for control of the entire WWE narrative going forward. Now let's go back to where it all started, the Elimination Chamber back in February. Cody Rhodes had the world in his hands, and John Cena started taking it all away with a low blow and some help from The Rock and Travis Scott. And then we go to WrestleMania 41, where John Cena achieved his record-breaking 17th world title reign with a little help from Travis Scott. And it's been nothing but chaos ever since. John Cena's heel run, he's went full tyrant. Cheated in big matches against Randy Orton and CM Punk. Ducking title defenses, even trying to worm his way out of SummerSlam entirely. But Cody wasn't having it. He forced Cena to sign that contract. And it's revealed it's going to be a street fight. No rules, no countouts, just brutality. Now let's be real, Cena's out here cutting promos about being tired, about filming commitments, about his body breaking down. And honestly, I think that's part of the story. We're seeing Cena at the edge, but Cody, he's coming in laser focused, fueled by vengeance, and with King of the Ring momentum behind him. The crowd's going to be hot for this one. Cody is getting thunderous support every time he shows up, and Cena, man, the boos have been loud. I expect that classic split crowd when the bell rings. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. You know the deal. But this time the boos might outweigh the cheers, and Cena knows it. Online, it's been wild. Some fans are digging heel Cena, calling it a fresh layer at the end of his career. Others are desperate to see the champ is here Cena make one last comeback. Meanwhile, everyone's rooting for Cody to finally shut this thing down and take that title back. And with Oz listing Cody as a strong favorite, most folks believe this is the end of Cena's championship run and the beginning of Cody's next chapter. So what's my call? Yeah, Cody winning back the title feels like the obvious call, and for good reason. But man, last night on SmackDown threw a curveball. Cena came out looking like a whole lot more like the guy fans grew up on. He said he didn't know what he was thinking, aligning with The Rock. said that Rock and Travis Scott bailed on him when it mattered most. And then he thanked Cody, said that Cody made him turn around and face the man he'd become. Now listen, that's a hell of a moment. A babyface Cena promo, crowd loved it. Got goosebumps level energy. But here's the thing. I've watched enough of this man to know when John Cena wants to manipulate emotions, he does it better than just anyone in the game. So is this a true redemption arc? Or is it just one final con to lower Cody's guard? That's the hook. If Cena's being genuine, then this match is his redemption story too. A street fight that ends with the old Cena back, Cody finally finishing this story, and the fans going home happy. But if Cena is playing Cody, if this is all an act, then Cody's walking into the most dangerous version of John Cena yet. Calm, calculated, and willing to do anything to keep that title. Still, when I put it all together, the match type, the build, the odds, and that promo, I think the signs are pointing to Cena finally passing the torch for real this time. I'm picking Cody Rhodes to take back the undisputed WWE Championship and finally close the book on this feud. But I'm not rolling out a last-second swerve from Cena either. This one's going to get messy. Could there be a swerve? Sure. Never count out WWE pulling something nuts. But with The Rock seemingly out of the picture, Travis Scott gone, and no real viable ally for Cena, I just don't see anyone swooping in to swing it. This feels like the final act for Cena's title or his 17th championship reign. Maybe even the beginning of his redemption arc heading into retirement. So my prediction, Cody Rhodes wins the undisputed WWE Championship and closes SummerSlam with fireworks, confetti, and a whole lot of tears. So there you have it. My full breakdown for SummerSlam Night 2. Cody versus Cena is going to be a war, and the rest of the card's loaded with potential classics and wild cards. Will we see a heel fall, a hero rise, or a swerve that breaks the internet? I guess we'll find out Sunday night. Stay locked in, and don't forget, I'm coming back after SummerSlam next week with full reaction and fallout. So, yep, enjoy the show, and I will see you guys here soon. Enjoy wrestling, and stay focused.